Ladies, gentlemen, and distinguished guests, the ceremony will now begin. Please welcome the commissioning class of 2020. Please rise for the playing of our national anthem and remain standing for the invocation.
Complain.
Almighty Father, we turn to you this afternoon to ask for your blessing upon the future officers of this commissioning class. Thank you for their commitment to lead the way in the cause of freedom. Thank you for the dedicated teachers and mentors who have had the opportunity to instruct and share with them over the past several years. Grant each commissionee the wisdom to apply themselves to the challenges that lie ahead, and give them the courage and strength that they may lead well. May they rise to every occasion to lead with professionalism and honor, and to serve our country and all of humanity with integrity and honor. In your name we pray. Amen.
Please be seated. On behalf of the Minuteman Battalion, cadre and staff, I would like to welcome distinguished guests, family members, and friends to the 2020 Spring Commissioning Ceremony. Commissioning new lieutenants into our nation's military is a time-honored tradition that occurs every year across our country. Today, the Minuteman Battalion will proudly commission 19 new lieutenants. Now, we will hear from the Professor of Military Science of the Minuteman Battalion, Lieutenant Colonel Moody Love. Lieutenant Colonel Latasha Moody Love is a distinguished graduate of Northwestern State University, Army ROTC, in Natchitoches, Louisiana, where she earned her AAS in veterinary technology and later a BA in anthropology with a minor in microbiology. She went on to receive a Master of Science in International Relations from Troy University. Lieutenant Colonel Moody Love hails from a military family. Her father retired from the U.S. Army and is a Vietnam War veteran. She is married to Cedric Love, who served on the USS Duluth with the U.S. Navy, and her godson is currently serving in the Navy. Today, she is a professor of military science at the University of Massachusetts Army ROTC program.
Greetings and salutations to the cadets, families, friends, cadre of the Minuteman Battalion, and most importantly, to our soon-to-be second lieutenants of the United States Army. We are here to publicly witness the commissioning of the mighty Minuteman Battalion senior cadets, an honor tradition that was pioneered here at the University of Massachusetts when education and military training combined over 150 years ago in 1869. Today we have a group of 19 leaders following in that long lineage of this Army ROTC program. They started out on this journey to do something bigger than themselves. And surely at the time they joined ROTC, they probably had no clue what they were signing up for. But obviously they wanted to do more than the traditional college student. Perhaps they didn't exactly know, perhaps they didn't know exactly what doing more meant. But the Army Reserve Officer Training Corps had the perfect formula to get them there. The Army desires scholars, athletes, and leaders. So let's take a look to see if you truly meet these criteria to deem you a second lieutenant in the United States Army. As a scholar, you persevere through the long hours of studying, all while balancing the demands of ROTC. With ease, but many times with sweat and tears, you traversed the challenging path to success and stood resolute through the demands and rigors of cadet summer training, physical training, leadership labs that included land navigation, squad sticks lanes, platoon operations, and then those old mighty 96-hour leadership training exercises. Not to mention, twice a week, you had to endure your military science classes that allowed you to prepare those rigorous PowerPoint slides, conduct battle analysis, and read countless hours of Army doctrine. And then for your final, to write an essay on how you will inspire those you lead. Hopefully that still resonates with you today. So I think you've displayed the necessary toughness. You are a scholar. Now let's see if you're athletes, because remember that I mentioned that the Army wants athletes as well. They desire leaders with not only mental toughness, but physical toughness is a key and essential ingredient for a leader. So let's see, an athlete is a person who is proficient in sports and other forms of physical exercise. Well, many of you balanced being a student and a cadet and served as a captain on your varsity team, but not all took this path. As a matter of fact, some of you probably embarked on your ROTC journey straight from the couch. You couldn't do a push-up, you couldn't do a sit-up, neither could you run 2 miles. But ROTC ensured you were all actively involved on an organized competitive team through morning physical training that added just the right amount of competition at the squad and platoon level. I heard many times, who can do the most deadlifts? Who can run the fastest? Or which squad can get the most leg tucks? And now look at you. You can do push-ups, sit-ups, and run at least 2 miles. Not to mention how you've trained to get ready for the Army's new and upcoming combat fitness test. You've displayed the physical toughness. You are an athlete. Now, to the biggest and final test before you pin on that gold bar. Are you a leader? Do you have leader attributes and competencies necessary to lead America's sons and daughters? Do you have character, those Army values, the empathy, warrior ethos, and discipline? Are you present? Do you have military and professional bearing? Are you physically fit, confident, and resilient? Do you possess the mental agility, sound judgment, innovation, and interpersonal tact and expertise? Can you lead and develop others, build trust, lead by example, and be stewards of this elite Army, all while fostering esprit de corps? I'm here today as your professor of military leadership to tell you that you possess the necessary attributes and competencies to lead. You are a leader. As leaders, continue to sharpen your skills through reflecting and evaluating your strengths and weaknesses. Continue to hone your strengths and make your weaknesses your strengths. It is my honor and pleasure today to commission you into the United States Army. So let's go.
Thank you, ma'am, for your kind words of wisdom. We will now conduct the oath of office and present certificates to the commissioning class. The first law of the United States of America, enacted by the first session of the first Congress on June 1st, 1789, established an oath required by civil and military officials to affirm their support to our newly ratified Constitution. The Founding Fathers agreed upon the importance of ensuring that these officials pledge their allegiance, and although the wording of the military officer's oath has changed several times over the past few centuries, the foundation has withstood the test of time. The current oath is more than a mere formality, adding to the pageantry of a commissioning or promotion ceremony. It provides the commissioning class a base for their future leadership decisions. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise while Lieutenant Colonel Moody Love administers the oath of office to our new lieutenants.
Mom, say
And repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Eric Martin Anderson.
I, Scott Andrew Capello.
I, Isabel Amanda Carrasquillo.
I, Jacob Alexander Cohen.
Hi, Madeline Winter Corkery.
Hi, Sierra Rose Coyle.
I, John Philip Clipboard.
I, Nicholas Michael Davis.
I, Madison Olivia Gagnon.
I, James Shane Harding.
I, Madeline Brooke McCurry.
I, Nelson David Marino Mata.
Hi, Michael Avila.
I, Nicola Clementina Patel.
Hi, Frank Pipitero.
Adeline Christopher James.
I, Nazir Rivera. I, Michael Velasco Shen.
Hi, Robert Anthony Watkinson.
Having been appointed a second lieutenant in the United States Army,
Having
A second lieutenant, United States Army.
do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that
I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
against
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I will bear true faith
Faith and allegiance to the same.
I take this obligation freely,
that I take this
This obligation freely,
without any mental reservation
without any mental
mental reservation,
or purpose of evasion.
purpose of evasion.
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
And
and
that
that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
The duties of
the office
upon which I'm about to enter.
upon which I'm
I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So
Help me God.
Ladies and gentlemen, the commissioning class of 2020. The next portion of our program is the Army pinning ceremony and the tradition of the silver dollar for a salute. The pinning ceremony is a time-honored practice that marks the culmination of the ROTC experience for these new lieutenants. The silver dollar salute is a tradition in our military where newly commissioned second lieutenants present a silver dollar to the first non-commissioned officer who salutes them. The silver dollar symbolizes a deep sense of gratitude from the newly commissioned officer to the enlisted soldier for all the knowledge they have and will pass to the new officer during over the course of his or her career. From the enlisted soldier, it is an acknowledgement that says, "Welcome to our service and the profession of arms." Pinning Second Lieutenant Anderson, ours friends, Second Lieutenant Cohen, Cudmore, and Davis. Second Lieutenant Anderson from Ashland, Mass. has earned his Bachelor of Science degree in microbiology from the University of Massachusetts. He is being commissioned as a National Guard infantry officer and a distinguished military graduate. Second Lieutenant Anderson has received the Department of the Army Superior Cadet Award and the General George C. Marshall Award this past semester. Second Lieutenant Anderson will attend Infantry Basic Officer Leadership course at Fort Benning, Georgia. Saluting Second Lieutenant Anderson is Master Sergeant Correa.
Congratulations, job well done.
Email Sergeant.
Pinning. Second Lieutenant Capello is his fiancée, Murdilla Kadori. Second Lieutenant Capello from Virginia Beach, Virginia, has earned his Master's of Music degree in Jazz Composition and Arranging from the University of Massachusetts. He's being commissioned as an active duty chemical officer. Second Lieutenant Capello has received the USAA Spirit Award this past semester. Second Lieutenant Capello will attend Chemical Basic Officer Leadership course at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. Saluting Second Lieutenant Capello is Master Sergeant Correa.
Congratulations, job well done.
Thank you, Master Sergeant.
Pinning. Second Lieutenant Carrasquillo is her mother, Debbie Dione. Second Lieutenant Carrasquillo from Framingham, Mass, has earned her Bachelor of Science degree in nursing from the University of Massachusetts. She's being commissioned as an active duty nursing officer and a distinguished military graduate. Second Lieutenant Carrasquillo has received the Pallas Athena Award and the Elizabeth McNamara Award this past semester. Second Lieutenant Carrasquillo will attend Medical Services Basic Officer Leadership course at Joint Base San Antonio, Texas. Saluting Second Lieutenant Carrasquillo is Master Sergeant Correa.
Congratulations, job well done.
Thank you, Master Sergeant.
Pinning. Second Lieutenant Cohen are his parents, April and Steve Cohen. Second Lieutenant Cohen from Shrewsbury, Mass, has earned his Bachelor of Science degree in Building and Construction Technologies from the University of Massachusetts. He's being commissioned as an active duty armor officer and a distinguished military graduate. Second Lieutenant Cohen will attend Armor Basic Officer Leadership course at Fort Benning, Georgia. Saluting Second Lieutenant Cohen is Master Sergeant Correa.
Congratulations, job well done.
Thank you, Master Sergeant.
Pinning. Second Lieutenant Cudmore is his sister, Tessa Cudmore. Second Lieutenant Cudmore from Canton, Mass, has earned his Bachelor of Arts degree in Political Science from the University of Massachusetts. He's being commissioned as an active duty Field Artillery Officer. Second Lieutenant Cudmore will attend Field Artillery Basic Officer Leadership course at Fort Sill, Oklahoma. Saluting Second Lieutenant Cudmore is Master Sergeant Correa.
Congratulations, job well done.
Thank you, Master Sergeant.
Oh.
Pinning. Second Lieutenant Davis are his friends, Second Lieutenant Cohen, Cudmore, and Anderson. Second Lieutenant Davis from Ashland, Mass, has earned a Bachelor of Business Administration and Finance from the University of Massachusetts. He's being commissioned as a National Guard infantry officer. Second Lieutenant Davis will attend Infantry Basic Officer Leadership course at Fort Benning, Georgia. Saluting Second Lieutenant Davis is Master Sergeant Correa.
Congratulations, job well done.
Thank you, Master Sergeant.
Oh.
Pinning. Second Lieutenant McCurry is her mother, Tammy McCurry. Second Lieutenant McCurry from Louisville, Kentucky, has earned her Bachelor of Arts degree in Government and Middle East Studies from Smith College. She's being commissioned as a Reserve Medical Services Officer. Second Lieutenant McCurry will attend Medical Services Basic Officer Leadership course at Joint Base San Antonio, Texas. Saluting Second Lieutenant McCurry is Master Sergeant Correa.
Congratulations, job well done.
Thank you, Master Sergeant.
Oh.
Pinning. Second Lieutenant Marino are his parents, Nelson Sr. and Ethel Marino. Second Lieutenant Marino from Newton, Mass, has earned his Bachelor of Arts degree in Resource Economics from the University of Massachusetts. He's being commissioned as a National Guard Adjutant General Officer. Second Lieutenant Marino will attend Adjutant General Basic Officer Leadership Course at Fort Jackson, South Carolina. Saluting, Second Lieutenant Marino is Master Sergeant Correa.
Congratulations. Job well done.
Thank you, Master Sergeant.
Oh,
Pinning, Second Lieutenant Rivera are his parents, Yesenia and Frankie Rivera. Second Lieutenant Rivera from Springfield, Mass. has earned his Bachelor of Science degree in Mechanical Engineering from the University of Massachusetts. He's being commissioned as an active duty Field Artillery Officer. Second Lieutenant Rivera will attend Field Artillery Basic Officer Leadership Course at Fort Sill, Oklahoma. Saluting, Second Lieutenant Rivera is Master Sergeant Correa.
congratulations. Job well done.
Thank you, Master Sergeant.
Oh,
Pinning, Second Lieutenant Watkinson are his parents, Colonel Kevin Watkinson and Clarice Watkinson. Second Lieutenant Watkinson from Saunderstown, Rhode Island, has earned his Bachelor of Arts degree in Political Science and Middle Eastern Studies from the University of Massachusetts. He's being commissioned as an active duty infantry officer and a distinguished military graduate. Second Lieutenant Watkinson will attend Infantry Basic Officer Leadership Course at Fort Benning, Georgia. Saluting, Second Lieutenant Watkinson is Master Sergeant Correa.
congratulations. Job well done.
Thank you, Master Sergeant.
Oh,
Pinning, Second Lieutenant Corkery are her parents, Christina Valteris and Timothy Corkery. Second Lieutenant Corkery from Merrimack, Mass. has earned her Bachelor of Science degree in nursing from the University of Massachusetts. She is being commissioned as an active duty nursing officer. Second Lieutenant Corkery will attend Medical Services Basic Officer Leadership Course at Joint Base, San Antonio, Texas. Saluting, Second Lieutenant Corkery is her brother, Specialist Jack Corkery.
Kick ass out there, Maddie. Congratulations.
Thanks, Jack. You said kick ass out there.
Second Lieutenant Coyle are her brothers, Connor, Cole, and Cameron Coyle. Second Lieutenant Coyle from Pearl River, New York, has earned her Bachelor of Science degree in Industrial Engineering from the University of Massachusetts. She's being commissioned as an active duty Field Artillery Officer and a distinguished military graduate. Second Lieutenant Coyle has received the Daughter of the American Revolution Award, the Ancient Honorable Artillery Company Boston Award this past semester. Second Lieutenant Coyle will attend Field Artillery Basic Officer Leadership Course at Fort Sill, Oklahoma. Saluting, Second Lieutenant Coyle is her grandfather, Corporal John Harvey. Pinning, Second Lieutenant Gagnon are her parents, Lori and Gregory Mayer. Second Lieutenant Gagnon from North Attleboro, Mass. has earned her Bachelor of Science degree in nursing from the University of Massachusetts. She's being commissioned as an active duty nursing officer and a distinguished military graduate. Second Lieutenant Gagnon will attend Medical Services Basic Officer Leadership Course at Joint Base San Antonio, Texas. Saluting, Second Lieutenant Gagnon is her grandfather, Corporal Richard Pereira. Pinning, Second Lieutenant Harding is his father, Peter Harding. Second Lieutenant Harding from Plainfield, Mass. has earned a Bachelor of Arts degree in Political Science from the University of Massachusetts. He's being commissioned as an active duty infantry officer and a distinguished military graduate. Second Lieutenant Harding has received the Cadet Colonel's Award this past semester. Second Lieutenant Harding will attend Infantry Basic Officer Leadership Course at Fort Benning, Georgia. Saluting, Second Lieutenant Harding is his brother, HN3 Joseph Harding. Pitting, Second Lieutenant Olubudden are his brothers, Emmanuel and Daniel Olubudden. Second Lieutenant Olubudden from Randolph, Mass. has earned a Bachelor of Arts degree in Legal Studies and Sociology from the University of Massachusetts. He is being commissioned as a National Guard Ordnance Officer. Second Lieutenant Olu will attend Ordnance Basic Officer Leadership Course at Fort Lee, Virginia. Saluting, Second Lieutenant Olubudin is Private First Class Joy Divine Richardson.
Congratulations, I'm proud of you.
Pinning, Second Lieutenant Patel are her parents, Pina Masharelli and Samir Patel. Second Lieutenant Patel from Wakefield, Mass. has earned her Bachelor of Science degree in Public Health from the University of Massachusetts. She's being commissioned as an active duty transportation officer, the 101st Airborne Division in Fort Campbell, Kentucky. Second Lieutenant Patel has received the Lieutenant Clinton F. Goodman Award this past semester. Second Lieutenant Patel will attend Transportation Basic Officer Leadership Course at Fort Lee, Virginia. Saluting, Second Lieutenant Patel is her brother, Midshipman Rocco Patel. Pinning, Second Lieutenant Profitera is his father, Anthony Profitera. Second Lieutenant Profitera from Durham, Connecticut, has earned his Bachelor of Arts degree in Political Science from the University of Massachusetts. He's being commissioned as a National Guard Military Police Officer. Second Lieutenant Profitera will attend Military Police Basic Officer Leadership Course at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. Saluting, Second Lieutenant Profitera is Cadet Daniel Sayo. Pinning, Second Lieutenant Rapucci are her parents, Julie McComb and Paul Rapucci. Second Lieutenant Rapucci from Andover, Mass. has earned her Bachelor of Science degree in Secondary History Education from Springfield College. She's being commissioned as a National Guard Armor Officer. Second Lieutenant Rapucci will attend Armor Basic Officer Leadership Course at Fort Benning, Georgia. Saluting, Second Lieutenant Rapucci is Sergeant First Class Obendorf.
Congratulations, ma'am. I'm proud of you.
Thanks, Darno.
Pinning, Second Lieutenant Velasco Shen is Private First Class Shane O'Hare. Second Lieutenant Velasco from Acton, Mass. has earned his Bachelor of Arts degree in Operations and Information Management from the University of Massachusetts. He's being commissioned as an active duty infantry officer. Second Lieutenant Velasco will attend Infantry Basic Officer Leadership Course at Fort Benning, Georgia. Saluting, Second Lieutenant Velasco is Private First Class Shane O'Hare. Please join me in a round of applause for these newly commissioned second lieutenants.
Woo!
It is now my honor to introduce Army Special Forces Warrant Officer Nicholas Lavery. Nicholas Lavery enlisted into the United States Army in August 2007 as a Special Forces recruit after graduating from the University of Massachusetts, Lowell. Upon completion of one station unit training and airborne school, he completed Special Forces Assessment and Selection and the Special Forces Qualification course as a distinguished honor graduate in 2010 and was assigned to the 3rd Special Forces Group Airborne as a weapons sergeant. During his second deployment to Afghanistan, he was wounded on 3 occasions. On 11 March 2013, Lavery's detachment fell victim to an insider attack initiated ambush where gunmen opened fire on the detachment with a truck-mounted PKM machine gun during a pre-mission brief. While assisting a fellow soldier under fire, he was struck 4 times in the right leg and once in the left. These injuries resulted in the amputation of Warrant Officer Lavery's leg. After a year at Walter Reed, Lavery returned to the 3rd Special Forces Group. Adamantly refusing a medical retirement, Lavery made his intentions clear. He was going to return to his is detachment. Warrant Officer Lavery also served and deployed with the 5th Special Forces Group. Lavery then attended and graduated from the Special Forces Warrant Officer Technical and Tactical Certification course in May 2019. Lavery is the first Special Forces amputee in military history and now serves as the Assistant Detachment Commander on Special Forces Operational Detachment Alpha. Warrant Officer Lavery's notable awards include Silver Star, Bronze Star with Valor, Bronze Star with Oak Leaf Cluster, Purple Heart with 2 Oak Leaf Cluster, Defense Meritorious Service Medal with Oak Leaf Cluster, and the USS OCOM Excalibur Award.
All right, guests, Minuteman Battalion chain of command and staff, and the newest officers of the United States Army. Good afternoon. You know, we as a society are experiencing many firsts as of late during this COVID-19 pandemic. And as I sit here, I'm experiencing a couple myself. The first being the fact that I have never worn my uniform while sitting in my home office. So a sincere thank you for providing me the forum to check that off of my list. The second, and on a serious note, is the opportunity to be part of a virtual commissioning ceremony. And with that, I'd like to extend a congratulations to the battalion staff and planning personnel. Your creativity and your adaptability have facilitated the execution of a momentous event despite these obstacles. One that symbolizes a lifestyle change for these young officers and their families, and one which is to be respected. So well done, and it is an absolute honor to be here today. Opportunity. That is such an impactful word. In the book, The Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell, he analyzes success. And to paraphrase, while talent exists and certainly is a factor, it really pales in comparison to opportunity in the form of time and resources, which in turn allows you to invest into the development of your craft. Now, this certainly extends beyond military service, and it is a perspective I challenge you to maintain throughout your lives, but applying it to the near term in support of the decisions you have all made to become officers in the United States Army. Your craft, above all else, is that of a leader. I've had the privilege to work for and alongside some of the greatest leaders in the United States military. I also, however, have worked for a couple bosses. And while these terms are often used inaccurately and interchangeably, there are several distinct differences. A boss refers to an individual who is in charge of people inside of an organization. A leader is an individual who possesses the ability to influence and inspire others towards the accomplishment of goals. A boss has employees, whereas a leader has followers. A boss administers and rules through fear, where a leader innovates and inspires through trust. A boss gains respect due to his or her authority or seniority, where a leader earns respect through their conduct, goodwill, and quality of character. A boss makes decisions purely on the basis of standards and organizational norms, as opposed to a leader whose decision-making is based on value. A boss places blame for a breakdown and identifies who is wrong, in contrast to a leader who fixes the problem and identifies what is wrong. The world has millions of bosses, and the Army has more than it should. You all chose to become leaders. The decision was yours. Own that decision. Follow through on that decision. Become your decision and recognize the opportunity and responsibility you now have to positively influence others while also developing yourself to conquer life. While doing so, as you continue your quest towards personal and professional goals, as you continue your pursuit of excellence, let our warrior ethos serve as a guide. Number one, I will always place the mission first. Everybody has dreams. Not everybody, however, is willing to make the sacrifices necessary to accomplish the mission. The importance of this cannot be overstated, because the bottom line is this: success comes to those who at any moment are willing to sacrifice what they are for what they may become. And when I say sacrifice, I'm talking about giving up your current blessings. Got a glitch. All right, we're good. Giving up your current blessings. Those extra couple hours in bed. The hours spent scrolling through social media. Giving up your current blessings. That is sacrifice. And that is ultimately the challenge. Sacrifice is time management, or to put it, everybody has a problem with time. It is our most limited resource. But the fact of the matter is this: we all have the same 24 hours in each day. The greats simply spend their 24 wisely. They create schedules and systems that maximize the usage of their 24. And the greats have the discipline to squeeze every ounce of progress out of every single one of their 24, because the greats are willing to make the sacrifice. Number two, I will never accept defeat. There is the somewhat obvious meaning behind this, that being resolve, being resiliency, toughness, the get knocked down 7 times, get up 8 mindset. And while this is critical, we must take it a step farther. On one hand, we have our brain, designed above all else, one could argue, to protect us. In it, there is a security system with different alarms. One notifies us of perceived danger or a potential threat. We know this as fear. The other notifies us of damage or impairment. We know this as pain. Our heart, on the other hand, both literally and figuratively, is what drives us. It's the source of our strength and the propellant for our energy. Our heart recognizes what's possible. It seeks advancement. It desires achievement. Our heart is bound by nothing, knows no limitations, doesn't consider obstacles, and is the housing unit of our greatness. We need both, the brain and the heart. Both play an essential role. But when it comes to striving for excellence, there will come a time when you have to ignore your brain. You must disregard that fear, push through the pain, and listen to what your heart is telling you. You've got to take a shot. Number 3, I will never quit. Initially, this sounds similar to what we just talked about, but there is a difference. I will never quit is about complacency. It is not letting yourself get comfortable, not celebrating too long, not accepting the status quo. It is adopting the principle that satisfaction does not exist. Unfortunately, I see this from time to time in my unit. When an individual determines they want to become an Army Special Forces operator, that goal is at the top of a very tall and steep and jagged mountain. The dream of donning that green beret for the first time so clearly and so often, all while knowing the odds are stacked against them. And herein lies the problem with accomplishing that goal. Some of these individuals show up to that team on day one, still believing they're at the top of that mountain. They have accomplished their goal of becoming a Green Beret, and the fire has burned out. The motivation is gone. It's all downhill because they've made it. Needless to say, these individuals do not last long, and it's because they became satisfied with their success. Regardless of the goal that has been met, you cannot remain stuck on it. Do you deserve a celebration? Absolutely. Enjoy a nice meal, go have a drink with your friends, whatever it is that you want to do. But keep it short. After that, you must locate the next ridgeline. Zero in on that next target. Because for the greats, there is no satisfaction, only the next objective. I've had the opportunity to interact virtually with many of you over the last 3 weeks. Through these interactions and conversations, my confidence in the security of our great nation has been strengthened. So in closing, I would simply like to extend my appreciation for your service and my congratulations on your achievement. Enjoy it, and then get yourselves prepared to go to work, because we need you. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you. It has been an honor.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words of wisdom. Please rise for the benediction given by Second Lieutenant Harding and remain standing for the playing of the Army song.
Almighty God, we ask for your blessings on all of us this afternoon. We ask you to help us realize all that this ceremony signifies: the opportunity afforded by our country, the gifts of the mind and body you have bestowed on us, and the charge you have given us to make our world a better place in which to live. Help us in the days and years to come to face the challenges we encounter with determination and clear insight. Strengthen us, who will be leading others in the effort to defend the principles of freedom and resistance to oppression. Give each of us a sense of duty to uphold the sound principles by which our nation was established and by which it can long endure. Help us always to set the right example before the men and women we will lead. Guide, guard, and direct all of us in the profession of arms, that we might all honor thee. Amen.
Please mute all computers and devices for the playing of the Army song.
March along, sing a song with the army of the free. Count the brave, count the true, who have fought to victory. We're the army and proud of our name. We're the army and proudly proclaim. First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might, and the army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our commission.